Hello and welcome to the Cop Council. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. If you are, then please let me know in the comment section below. As you can see, we are joined by a very special guest, Mickey. Uh, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fantastic, thank you. Looking forward to the weekend, the big game on Sunday.
There you go. A little bit of breaking news for you guys. This is the Manchester United preview, but it is a bit of breaking news for you. Joel Matip has signed a new contract deal with Liverpool Football Club. He has signed a 5-year deal with the club, which will obviously keep him until 2024, which is brilliant news. What are your thoughts and opinions on that, Mickey?
Well, it's a fantastic bit of news. There's been an opinion just lately, especially the start of this season and towards the end of last season, that he's been playing above Van Dijk's level. And to be honest, at the start of this season, he has been the better of the two, and he's deserved his place in that back four.
Yeah.
So it's good news.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think Matip's been our best centre back so far this season. For sure. So yeah, that's just a bit of breaking news for you guys. As we were literally coming on to record this, the breaking news literally come out like a second or two after we started. So yeah, that's just a little bit of breaking news for you. So this is the Manchester United preview. Uh, what are your thoughts going into it, Mickey? Uh, a lot of Liverpool fans confident. I've seen a few people not being so confident. What are your thoughts on the game ahead?
Well, I remember in the 80s, like they always used to beat us, even though we won the trophies. They always seemed to get us, even at Anfield. They seemed to have a voodoo on us. And it carried on, and we won the odd game in between, and it was a great thing. But they always ended up winning the trophies at the end of the season, and we always ended up coming short. And even just lately, the Man United game is the first one I look at. This season is the first time I've not looked at Man United first. I've looked at City first, obviously, because they're going to be the people challenging us for the title. But going into this one, this is the I I've just seen people still thinking, oh my God, Man United might take a point off us, they might beat us. I'm so confident into this one. I think the score's going to be disgusting. I think they're in for a hiding, and
Yeah.
I'm really relaxed about it.
Yeah, I think the majority of Liverpool fans are pretty relaxed about it because, we all know Man United and that good these days. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people as well saying that like, oh, they're nervous that we're gonna drop points against Man United. That like last season, we're just gonna go there and not perform. But I think this team, I think you can agree with this as well. I think that this team is showing the form that we're in right now. We can beat any team in the world. The only defeat we've had this season is against Napoli, and we could have took all 3 points in that game quite easily. But it's one of these things where I think people are more scared about drawing and losing against this Man United team that, let's be honest, isn't really good. Like, and just frightening about the points for City. But, this Liverpool team is miles better. And I think Mickey's right with, Man United are in for a hiding practically. But a little bit of news for you guys as well. Man United have a load of players out. So that might be an excuse for them, maybe. It could be. But yeah, the players that are reportedly out for definite are Paul Pogba, which couldn't get couldn't get into Liverpool's midfield at all, in my opinion.
Most
David,
overrated player in the Premier League. Thought I'd say that.
there we go. Most overrated. That's probably true as well. To be fair, he is probably the most overrated centre midfield. David De Gea as well is also injured. He was, I think, he was in a Euro qualifier against Sweden for Spain, which is pretty much good news. And Mickey, I don't know your thoughts on this, but obviously now they'll be playing. I think his name's Sergio Romero, their second choice, and I know Manchester United fans are hoping that he'll have the best performance in his life. Could you see him having the best performance in his life against our front three?
To be honest, the game was their only hope of getting a 0-0 draw, bro. I think, I think, I know he's had a bit of out of form, but he's miles better than Romero. to be honest, I've not really seen much of Romero. Man United fans think he's fantastic, but if he was that fantastic, he would have been in. When De Gea made all the mistakes, he would have got in the side. To me, the absence of De Gea is bigger than the absence of the other players. So I think he was their only hope of trying to keep the score down. That's why I'm going for. I think every shot will on target could possibly go in the net.
Yeah, and we will get on to our starting 11 prediction and our score prediction later on. To follow that, then the other people injured reportedly are Phil Jones, Jesse Lingard, and Wan-Bissaka could be out for the game. Wan-Bissaka's a bit 50-50, but I think we'll just beat whoever on the day, really. But yeah, I don't know your thoughts on this, Mickey. For me, this game feels a lot like the game last season at Anfield, in Jose Mourinho's last game for Manchester United. Liverpool bang in form, Manchester United not even close to hitting form, and it just feels like yet again that this game is going to be a dominant game, really.
This could be. I know we won 4-1 a few years ago, if you remember that one with Desaigner's goal and whatever. But 4-1 did flatter us on the day because they did have their chances and whatever. I think this could be the first time we go to Old Trafford and literally outplay them. I mean, completely outplay them and deserve the 3 points. I just think our front three are going to have a field day. I was a bit worried when they signed Maguire because he's actually better than what they got. But he's just slotted in there and they've continued their defensive frailties from last season. So I'm not quite sure whether it's a system they play or no matter which players they had there, I don't think it's going to help them. Hopefully Ashley Young plays because I know they all go on about he had Salah in his pocket, but Salah's got something to prove now, isn't he? You know what I mean? I don't think Young could keep up with Salah on that side at all. But to me, the main man's going to be Mane because at the moment he's playing out of this world. He's playing like he's the best player in the world at the moment, and he had a brilliant game against Brazil apparently. From what I hear, I didn't see it myself. I just read the reports afterwards. So Mane's bang on form at the moment. So to me, if they concentrate on Salah, that's okay to me because Mane will be the man banging them in.
Yeah, oh no, I 100% agree with that. It's one of these things, isn't it? It's like it's going back to what you just said about Maguire. I think what Manchester United did try and do was try and get that Virgil van Dijk, but I think what people, not so much Liverpool fans, but like mainstream media, they forget that it's a whole different back four. It wasn't just Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk is the big part with the change when we did sign him. But we brought in Robbo, we brought in Joe Gomez into centre back. He obviously hasn't played centre back much this season, but Joel Matip has improved and Trent has come on brilliantly in my opinion. And yes, they bought Wan-Bissaka, and I think Wan-Bissaka has probably been their best player, but still miles off where Trent is right now, in my opinion. But they still got Luke Shaw, which I know Man United fans like him and that, but he just isn't. Whatever system they played, he just doesn't look good. And then they got Lindelof, which Jose Mourinho bought him and wanted him gone. So if one of the best tactical managers that's ever been managing the game have literally bought the player and then wants to sell him, there has to be something wrong with him. I don't know if that's your opinion as well, Mickey, but that's just mine.
I don't know. To me, their midfield is that weak and slow. Is their defenders get no protection, and Fred and Matip are defensive midfielders.
Yeah,
they're not good defensive midfielders, and that's the difference. I even heard a quote from a Man United fan the other week on about Fred, like was this Fred a fraud? Why have we paid so much money for him? Because seriously, even looking at him before, he didn't look that good. Their first choice was Fabinho. We know what happened there. We come in and he just came to us. We stole him from him. You know, I think Fred was a knee-jerk reaction from them, or we need a defensive midfielder, get him in. He's just not lived up to it at all. He's average at best. He's Cardiff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, I 100% get you with that. I think what they've done recently, though, I think they've just panic buyed. I think where Jurgen and the whole transfer committee have picked out certain players like Fabinho, like Robbo, like Van Dijk, Allison. I think Manchester United have literally, like you just said, have just snapped at players. Oh, we need to sign someone. We haven't signed anyone. And, I know a few Manchester United fans that are angry with the likes of Ed Woodward and all like that for just snapping and buying players just for money value and not really player value, then, if you want, and not bringing anything to the team.
Well, if you look at their wage structure, now I've been reading up on this and I've been looking at many sources, so I've sort of correlated them all because they all differentiate. But Man United's wage bill, on average, is double our wage bill on all these sources. And if you then look at the squad of 24 and the squad, it's 22-24 squad, the two squads of 24 players, I can't believe that squad is worth in wages double the Liverpool squad, because they've got 14 or 15 in that team that are just average players that wouldn't get into any of the top 16.
Yeah.
It really does make me wonder, how bad are they run beyond the manager? And I think if Solskjaer does get a beating and they do sack him, because I always think they wait for the Liverpool game to sack managers anyway, as we know last year. Boom. But you know, even if they do sack him, they've then got to start again with a new manager, new thing. It's not going to work for him. So they might just be thinking, no matter what happens on Sunday, let's hold our nerve and stay with him. We need a long-term project, which is exactly what we did, exactly what Man City did, and exactly what Spurs did. Spurs has derailed a bit, but the Spurs one's derailed for reasons we don't know yet. But them reasons will come out soon. I think there's a bit of unrest in the dressing room, and I think there's been a few arguments between managers and players and whatever. I'm not quite so sure, and I know Ericsson, because he hasn't signed a new contract. At first, he didn't pick him, did he, in the side and stuff? So it's caused massive unrest. But barring Spurs, everybody else seems to have a plan.
Yeah.
And the plan seems to be working. Even Bournemouth have got a better plan.
Yeah.
You just look at it. And Man United's plan is they're doing what Chelsea are the masters are. A manager for 2 years, sack him, even if he wins the league or FA Cup, new one. Yeah. But that eventually was not going to work. And I think they've looked at Frank Lampard as a long-term with a project, getting the young kids through. We'll expect no trophies for a couple of seasons. We're happy with that. It's the way forward. Everyone's seen what City did when they brought Guardiola in. He had nothing. The first season, it was a disaster, and it just built on. I think he had success a little bit too early. I think they've probably peaked now, Man City, and you're seeing Man City at the peak last season. They're starting on the downward spiral now. I think we're still going up on that spiral, and we're in the start of our project. And I think winning the European Cup last year has turned our team into a team of winners, win at all cost. Because it matters. Winning trophies. If we'd have lost the European Cup final, I don't think we'd have started with 8 wins from 8. I really don't think. I think football is 99% skill and tactics, and it's 1% in the head. But if that 1% isn't working, you lose games. But going forward, I think Man United, let's see what happens. I really think that if we do beat them, I think they'll just go gone. That's my personal opinion. But what they should do is go, we need to ignore this and we need a long-term project.
Yeah.
Even if it means fighting for relegation. I think United will buy in January. I really think they will, to fight off this relegation battle they're in. But if they do lose to us, they are in a relegation battle.
Yeah. I think that, I agree with you 100%. I think everything you've said today is brilliant. I do agree with you with the sense they will buy, and I think they'll worm their way out of relegation. I think what they'll end up doing, personally, in my opinion, I don't know if you remember Chelsea a few years ago. I think in their Champions League run, I think they were on 10th or something in the league or whatever they ended up. And I think Manchester United are the same, but they're not competing for anything. This team and the backroom staff at Manchester United, anyway, from our point of view, is miles behind everyone else. Look at the supposed top six clubs. They're probably the worst run out of all top six. It's a mixture between us and Man City for top. You could argue, and then you even look at Leicester, like you said about long-term plan. Leicester have a long-term plan. They look like the third best team in the league. We played them and beat them 2 weeks ago, or however long it was. But that they have a plan. With Brendan Rodgers, and bringing youthful players and buying youthful players like James Maddison. If you know on the channel, I'm a big fan of James Maddison. I'd like us to sign him next summer or even in January. But there is no plan there, and I think even Manchester United fans said this when they signed. Not so much when they signed Solskjaer, because let's be honest, all Man United fans were happy when he signed that deal. But then, they were straight away realizing, well, this isn't long term. And you look at Klopp. Klopp took over a side which had the likes of Alberto Moreno and friggin' Mohamed Saka in the team. But and look how much he's changed this squad. He's made this squad into a European winning side, and 1 point off missing the league. And it's like, I think a few people have said this right as well. Look at what we did 2 years ago in the Champions League. We missed out on the Champions League, and it's like what you said, Mickey, about you can have all the skill and all like that, but the mental side of it is a huge factor in it. And I think that this side is now looking at it and they're going, right, we missed out on a point last season. Okay, 97 points. If there wasn't a Manchester City, we would have won the league by miles. But, we go again and we know what we have to do. And I think you're right in the sense that this team is taking the levels up and up and up. They miss out on the Champions League. The next season, they go on to win the Champions League. Then we missed the Premier League last season. And then hopefully we couldn't make that one better for next year. Well, this season. But yeah, that's practically my thoughts. I don't know if you agree with that, Mickey.
Yeah, totally agree. And what you're looking at is, so last season's league thing, we were all down in the dumps that we didn't win it. But if you look, it's the third best league campaign in history. In history, the third best ever in history. Only Man City the year before got more points than that. And that Man City, but to me, this game, the only significance for me in this game is equaling that Man City win record, 18 wins on the bounce. Then going on then to Spurs to take on and actually take the record from them. Yeah. Whatever happens after that, it doesn't matter. As long as we take that record, because that builds confidence, that builds, we are now then the best side. Yeah, there's no shadow of doubt. If we get more, did they get 100 points when they won the league the year before? Or was it 101?
Yeah,
so
it was
if
100.
we get more than 100 points, which at the moment is more than possible, yeah, obviously there's going to be bumps and draws and losses in the league season. But hopefully, if there isn't, let's try and get that points record off them. Then no one can doubt that when we win the Premier League, we've won the Premier League with record points. So no one can say, well, you've had it. Because already they're saying we've got it easy at Christmas, we've got it easy at this, got it easy at that. It's all just utter crap turning people against Liverpool again like they did last season. As Liverpool fans, we've got to batten down the hatches because the whole of the league want us not to win it. Yeah, and we're going to get some stick.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But let's get these records. Let's prove to everybody this is the greatest side of all time.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I agree with you. If this side can beat Man United and then, well, we've equaled the record then, and then if we can break it even more, think this will show that this Liverpool side and the squad really is the best ever in Premier League history, really. But we will move on. So we're going to move on now to our starting 11 prediction for the game. So there is a bit of talking point where the goalkeeper situation is. You know, we've had Adrian in for a certain Alisson Becker, but Mickey, Alisson is back.
Well, how good he was last season, you've got to put him. To me, I want to put him straight back in. But then I feel a little bit sorry for Adrian. Because, all right, he had a dodgy start and a few games, but he's been more, he's just grown into the role and looking at it. And then I'm looking at it, West Ham, why did you let him go? What is going on here? This lad is good, but he's not better than Alisson. And that's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point. So as long as Alisson's ready, I'll have him in. But only Klopp knows if Alisson's ready.
Now, apparently, Alisson was around 60% ready for Leicester. So he's had about 2.5 weeks now of full, pure training to build up for this game. So I think we can both say if he is 100% fit, Alisson does start.
Yeah, he's in my starting 11 anyway. Even if he was 70% fit, I think a 70% fit Alisson is still better than 100% fit Adrian.
Yeah. But we would say Adrian is probably the best backup goalkeeper I think we've ever had at the club.
Well, we've not been blessed with goalkeepers, and now we've got two good ones, which we just need to keep this going.
Yeah, exactly. So for the rest of your starting the lineup, who starts in your team on Sunday?
So obviously we start with Alisson. So Trent at right back. The two centre backs has got to be Matip and Van Dijk. I'd start with Robbo at left back. This is where it'll probably be different to most people's. Fabinho will definitely start alongside him. You have Wijnaldum, who's on great form, scored 2 goals for Holland last week. And then I'm going to put Milner in where he's come, because it's going to be like a derby, isn't it? So you need that combative, that edge, that physical edge that Milner brings, and also he brings a little bit of experience. Then obviously the front three, if they're all fit, they're in Salah, Mane, and Firmino. Excuse me. To me, Firmino is the man that's going to make the difference to unlocking it, because they are going to defence well, and he's the man that's going to unlock it. Salah's pace and Mane's pace. I think Mane will score more goals than them two, but them two will be part of the creative process.
Yeah.
So.
So for my starting 11, it's going to be Alisson, and then the same back four as you. So that's Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, and Robbo. I think that's pretty much everyone's back four. And then, like you said, the midfield is one for a little bit of talking point. I've gone for pretty much the same as yours, but just one change. Fabinho, I don't think you can really put anyone else in that. He's probably been the best defensive midfielder in the Prem this season, without a doubt. Gini Wijnaldum, I think, banging form, obviously grabbing 2 goals for Holland in the international break, and just looking really, really solid for Holland. And then for me, I'm quite hyped on this player because, I really like this player, and it's Naby Keita. Like, for me, Naby, this game just has him written all over. I think that Man United is just going to go full on park the bus, and I think that he can just, get the ball from deep and then break through Manchester United's defence, and then hopefully provide some goals for the front three, which I'm going for. It's pretty simple. Really, the front three are the front three. They're the best front three in the world, and they're ours. So, people just gotta look at them and go, wow, I wish we had them, because, we're so lucky to have them. And like me and Mickey were talking just before we recorded this, it's just amazing to know that we have the likes of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah, 2 phenomenal goal scorers, and then you have the beautiful playmaster in Bobby Firmino. just a brilliant front three all round. So, what's going to be your score prediction for the game? Because I know you are very eager to say how much we're going to spank them on the weekend.
Well, I think substitutions are going to add more goals. So I'm going to go. We're going to go 3-0 up. Make a couple of substitutions because the game's done, and then the substitutions are going to be in on the goals as well, or play some part on the goals. I'm going 5-0.
5-0.
I'm going 5-0.
That is a bold prediction.
50-1 on Sky Bet as well. So I've already put a bet on it. So.
Ooh. Okay, bet to know if you are a betting person. For me, see, now that scoreline sounds so nice. I just want to say it. But I'm going to go a bit conservative, and I'm going to go a happy 3-0 win. You know, I think Liverpool will be 3-0 up after by the first half, and then they'll go, "Oh, we give up now." Let's just pity them. Let's pity them.
Well, last time we did that though was in the European Cup.
Yeah.
So Leipzig. So we need to not Leipzig.
Salzburg.
Got the same bloody name, ain't they? Well, basically they're the same club. One's the feeder club for the other one normally. So we did that then and it backfired on us. I think we're a bit more clued on now. If we go 3-0 up, I don't think we're going to take the foot off the gas too much. That's why I think it'd be more let's rest Salah, let's rest Mane, let's bring a couple of players on. I'm hoping Shaqiri's fit because I think every Red's hoping Shaqiri's fit. I've got to mention, the 2 goals he scored at Anfield last season, which won us the game, devastated him and destroyed him. But, the one for me was the pre-season friendly, the overhead kick. So he likes scoring against Manchester United. He scored against them for Stoke quite a few times as well. So he's got this knack at scoring against them. But I'm not sure he's fit or whether he's going to make the bench, but I hope he does.
Yeah, I think Shaqiri is about 50-50. Let's hope that he is fit. And, let's hope that he can sack another Manchester United manager by scoring 2 goals. That's going to be our preview for the Manchester United game. Thank you so much, Mickey, for coming on. Guys, Mickey, is a part of the channel. His links will be in the description down below, as always. And you can check him out there. But anything else you have to add, mate?
No, just everyone relax. Stop worrying about Man United. Yeah, and just enjoy the weekend, the build up. We've got a game to watch on Saturday, Man City against Palace, which to me, is Palace are no easy side to beat. You know what I mean? And Man City have got to get through that. So hopefully we could have a double celebration. Well, let's wait and see. Let's, see if the gods are with us again this week, like they were last time we played in the Premier League. So
brilliant, mate. Absolute brilliant.
Have you heard about Old Trafford as well?
With what?
So they hadn't sold out the game, and it's first time in history they hadn't sold out a Liverpool game weeks before. And apparently there's something like 4,000 tickets left, and a lot of Liverpool fans have become members of Man United just to get tickets. It's a growing thing. It's actually true. So there's going to be more Scousers in Old Trafford than before. So let's wait and see what happens.
Jesus, that's going to be brilliant if that is true. That's brilliant, mate. If you did like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. We're on the road to 50 subscribers at the minute, and we'll bring you much more content. There won't be anything tomorrow, I don't think. We may have a video for you, but then Sunday we'll be back with our thoughts and hopefully our thoughts on Liverpool's win against Manchester United. So I've been Connor from the Cop Council, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in a bit.